All right, has everybody read the minutes that were just handed to us? Not yet. All right.
I had 2 out of 3.
Okay, we'll wait a while, go ahead and read them. How about, can we acknowledge the retirement of Bruce Anderson of Secondary Road?
So,
Okay.
Arnold moved.
Good morning.
Morning.
So, do we actually take action now that we just?
Just acknowledge it.
Just acknowledge it.
He turned in a letter pretty
You wanna read it?
to the point saying he retires at this date.
Right.
So I did bring that letter with in case anybody wanted to see it.
You're good.
Short and sweet, to the point.
Yeah, it was. Morning, Mark.
Morning.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, it's probably just as good. I can't see the light anyway.
Aren't you colorblind? Delivery?
Yeah, I can't tell the difference. I think that, I'm not ready to rip the door
Sorry about
off.
Good morning.
Morning.
You gotta wait for somebody else to come to the door so I can get out, because I can't tell the difference.
Was that locked or unlocked?
It was locked.
It's locked. You
It
take
felt
the
like it was
pass.
unlocked, and glad I didn't push any harder.
I'm not.
I'm Jeremy Sills. I'm just here for the land use change
Okay,
thing for the Walsh's.
it's a timed,
Item.
appointment, so you'll be on in 11 minutes.
I need to be on.
I'm sorry,
You're with Mark, right?
you're here for the land use, you said?
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Jeremy Sills.
I
I'm just
see.
the realtor. Walsh's couldn't be here.
Oh, Jeremy, sure, yeah, sorry, I did. Yeah.
So you're representing the Walsh's.
Sure.
Make a motion, there are 3 sets of minutes
Yes.
that we approve all 3.
Okay.
We got a mistake on supervisors, Haley Ripple. Instead of,
A typo there.
yeah,
Which minutes is that?
February 11th.
yeah,
EMA or Farm Bureau?
That should be Gina.
yeah. Second,
Okay, all in favor of approving the 3 sets of minutes?
Aye.
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 I'll make the comment that as per the minutes from last week, you know, that SART, S-A-R-T program, that has to be put on the agenda again at some point.
Yes.
It has, because basically it's just been, some questions had to be asked,
Yes.
so, yeah.
And they're waiting to get some answers before they put it on the agenda. Okay. Nancy, why don't we talk a little bit about the amended public hearing? We got 8 minutes here.
Haley said the new maximum levy hearing date will be March 9th, 2021 at 9:30 a.m.
When's that, March 8th,
March 9th
9th? I'm sorry.
at 9:30.
I have a motion to set the maximum.
So moved.
And seconded.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. March 9th, 9:30.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't see that calendar from here.
March 9th is a Tuesday. It's the second Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
There is a second calendar here.
I'll see if I
He
can get some
brought,
more of
and
them.
it could be in the closet. I don't know.
But it might be behind on the
Is it on the
table.
table? Okay, it's on the table. 'Cause I know he brought it, and where do you put it?
Oh, no. This room's too big. Gonna have to get field glasses.
Or like you said, if you could get another desk.
Yeah.
Do we have time to do number 4? That shouldn't take too long, should it?
Yeah. Okay, what this is about forming a committee to look into different ways to taking the HR responsibility out of the auditor's office. There's a lot of ideas which way to go with this, but
I think a committee is the best way. They can get together and hammer it out and give us
Yes.
their recommendation.
yes, my opinion on who should be on the committee, it should be a supervisor, the county attorney, the sheriff, Myron from Secondary Roads, and one of the gals from the auditor's office that deal with this.
That's exactly the way I went with it, except I did put the chairperson, yourself. And I would also recommend that since Nancy has pretty well been the one dealing with the human relationship, I think she would be ideal to be on that committee. Do you have any issues with that?
I do not.
Okay. I think that would be the way to go. And I would make a motion that we do set up a committee with those 5 individuals.
Specifying the chairman of the board and myself.
That is correct.
Second.
Unless you don't feel you have the time to do that, sir.
I guess it's part of the job. I'll do it.
Okay.
So we got a first and we got a second to form this committee. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Then you'll let everybody know when to get together and where.
One, yep, yep.
Okay. Thank you. I think it's very important we get this done.
There's different ideas that we've talked about earlier here in the last
Right.
couple of weeks, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what we can come up with.
Yep.
Still got 4 minutes yet. Any reports? Rick?
No.
Gary?
Tracy?
Nope. We were all together last week.
Not all bad, was it?
No.
Well, we were all at that Farm Bureau meeting, so we all know what went down,
Right.
and how I thought it went very well.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
I don't believe there's any budget work at this time. Nothing new has come in. But let's go ahead and Mark, go ahead and get started. We can hand out paperwork here. And it's slow.
By the time he gets the paperwork handed out, it'll be the time. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Do you need one, Jeremy? You remember what it looked like? You did, right?
I think I know what about it looks like.
Just
Do you have a copy?
Yeah, you can give it back to me when you're done. Would you like me to go, Tracy?
Go ahead.
All right. This application is for a land use change from Robert and Karen Walsh. They currently live in Cedar Rapids. They'd like to change the use of 2.5 acres of land that's located in the northwest of the southeast, section 258510. Or if you look at the copy of the map out of the plat book, that's East Taylor Township. They are requesting this change in land use for the purpose of building a new home on this land. They are purchasing 38 acres that's at this location, and if you look at the aerial, I'll just kind of have to walk around here. Basically, it's everything except there's a little triangle piece that's on the south side of 61st Street Lane, very corner. They're purchasing this entire 38 with the exception of that little triangle piece that's down on the farm ground south of the highway. That's 61st Street Lane.
So it's all this right here.
It'd be everything right here.
Okay.
That square, that's the 40
Here.
acre tract there minus that little triangle, which constitutes a little less than a couple acres there with the road out of it.
It's hard to tell north from south on that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, yes, it is, yeah. We need a bigger, larger map. Someday we should get that figured out, how to show you that
Yeah.
whole thing. This, site is approximately 0.3 miles west of 28th Avenue, which is on the east side of your aerial there, and it's approximately 2 3/4 mile east of Benton along the Highway 61st Street Lane, or what some people still refer to as County Home Road. This ground is owned by the Dennis DeWello Trust Estate, and they have appropriately signed the application that you have before you. Technical review here generally is not real long, and this is generally what I've come up with the review. As you can see by the aerial, a good portion of this land is heavily timbered. The site that they're trying to request a land use change for, the 2.5 acres, is basically the open area that's adjacent to the heavily timbered area, and I've put a highlight on the aerial basically so you could see generally where that is. The soil out here, which is very common for the eastern part of Benton County, is a silt loam. This particular site carries a CSR of a 60. There's a portion of this area that has a 9 to 18% slope associated with it. The building site itself is not that, does not carry that much slope. And as you can see from the site, as it is not, land is not in production. Off on the east side of that, and if you look at the sketch that was submitted with this particular picture here, you can see that there's an access that comes off of 61st Street Lane, goes back to the actual 2.5 acres that they would like to change. That access is directly off of 61st Street. Randy has looked at that. He reports that it meets all of the requirements of the driveway policy. And he also put in his report that he was very favorable to this because it comes off of a hard surface road. This particular site would need a new well and a septic system. I don't anticipate any issues with either of those. As customary, whenever I have this particular soil type, I do mention the fact that there's a possibility it may not be able to have a quote-unquote conventional septic system, as in soil absorption trenches, because this particular soil type does not drain excessively well in the subsoil part of it. And so, you know, if indeed it comes up later on that, well, they would need a sand filter, for example, at least it was mentioned at this point in time. Doesn't affect the project in any way, shape, or form, other than the fact it could be an alternative septic system. And of course, as we get ready to move into that process, that'll all be determined. That's part of what I do as sanitarian. In respect to the existing land use pattern of the area, there are numerous rural residences that are adjacent to this property. There's an existing rural subdivision that's on the east side of this, entitled Lodge Log Estates. It's been there since basically the late 70s. If I remember correctly, every lot in that subdivision is full. And of course, there are several homes that are along 61st Street Lane to the west and to the east of this particular property. And as you can see from the aerial, there's cropland to the south. We notified 7 adjacent property owners of this proposal. Of course, we did put legal notices in the newspapers of Benton County as required. We did hear from 2 individuals prior to today's hearing. One was a resident in Lodge Log Estates. Basically, was just wanting to know where this structure was going to be on the property in question. Basically, that's what the gist of the second call was, and that is from the owner of the acreage directly to the south of this. As you can see, there is a home that, see it on your aerial, there is a home directly south of the site that's being looked at. That's the Jason Watson property, and he's aware that that driveway exists along the east side of the property, and he was again just generally interested in where that new property, that new house was going to be located. Didn't express any concern about it one way or the other. In respect to our overall comp plan and our ordinance, this is the type of land, again, that we look to for development under 70 CSR. They're not looking at trying to do numerous homes or anything at this point. They just want to build a new house on this acreage that they're trying to purchase. I talked with Mr. Wallace prior to the hearing. My understanding is they're maybe possibly in Arizona at this point.
Yes, sir.
Someplace nice and warm, and he indicated everything went well. He'd be seeing me in spring. So I don't have anything else to offer at this point about it. Any questions?
Make a motion that we approve the land use change for Robert and Karen Walsh.
Second.
All in favor of the land use change?
Aye.
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 That was easy.
Thank you, guys.
Now,
Thank you.
we do have one request.
Yes, sir.
You want to build a real expensive house so we get plenty of taxes.
But he's not building it. He's the realtor.
Knowing
You want to keep that, or?
No, sir, I have a copy of that.
All right, Jeremy. Sorry, I didn't recognize you. Always done.
No, sir, same. I recognize your voice.
Yeah.
Can he get out that way? You can get out that way, okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I actually created a schedule so the doors unlock during your guys' meeting.
Good, help Gary out here. Get some motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor of adjourning today?
Aye.